Hello friends. Okay, so now that we have our background done, we're going to start to collage the shapes for our body. What we're going to do first is we're just going to be working with paper. Okay, I know that you might see a lot of designs and patterns in some of the papers that I drew with, but we don't want to do that right now. Okay, we're just working with paper. So the first thing we're going to start with in the head shape here is you want to do your head. You're going to have some skin tone colors to choose from for paper. Pick which one you'd like. Pull that aside, and the first thing you're going to do with a pencil is you're going to draw a circle, and you want that circle to be about the right size to fit in this area. So it should be something kind of like that. And if you need help with the circle, I will have something to help you, but try to do it on your own first. You're going to take your scissors, remember scissor safety, and we're going to twist with our non-cutting hand as we cut. Slow and steady. Friends always say that I go really fast. It's just because I've had a lot of practice, so take your time. You're now going to glue that. Now what happens if it looks a little too big? I can always go around and very carefully cut around it if I need to, but it's okay if it's a little too big. So I'm going to add some glue. Remember, you have to be quick with these glue sticks. Set that in that area where the head would be, but I want to leave a little room for the hat. I almost forgot. So see how I have a hat on mine? You want to leave room for that later. Okay, we're now going to go through, and in the blue boxes at your table, you're going to pick out what color you want your coat to be. I think I'm going to go with this nice bright orange. So we're going to have it the wide way, okay? We're going to basically making L shapes for our sleeves. So pick a side you want to draw on, get your pencil. I'm going to use a Sharpie like I usually do in my videos just so that you can see, but you will be using a pencil for this step. I'm going to go in and I'm going to do kind of like an L or a quarter of a rectangle. So I'm going to think about how thick I want my sleeves, start from there. And I'm doing a line that comes out about a quarter of the way and then comes down all the way to the bottom. And I'm going to do another one over this side, so it almost looks like kind of like a chopped off rectangle or an upside down L. But I want to try to keep it the same size on this side. So I want it to start in about the same spot, come in almost just as long as the first one, and then come back down. So we want to try to keep it symmetrical as best I can. I'm now going to go and I'm going to cut that line I just made, the upside down L. So I'm going to cut along there. All right, so I have that cut out, and now I need to, before I glue it, check it out. If I want to shorten it a little bit, I can, but I know winter jackets can sometimes be long, so that's okay. I'm going to think about what side I want to add the glue to. Remember, Nard, I always tell you add the glue to the messy side that you don't want to see. Add the messy to the messy side. So I'm going to add the glue to the side where I see my Sharpie line because I want to flip it over so that it's a clean shape after. So I'm going to get in. And the key thing is to be quick with this glue. Flip it over. Set it so that my jacket's right up against my chin there. And I'm going to rub for a good couple of seconds. That's how you get that to really stick on there. Okay, if I notice any areas popping, I'm just going to take a little glue, get more under there, and rub that down. All right, so I have my jacket. Now I'm going to do my legs. So I'm going to pick the color that I want for my legs. Now, you might want to leave a little bit at the bottom of your jacket kind of not stuck to that paper so you can sneak those legs under there. What we're going to do now is we're just going to cut some strips for legs. So they're kind of like rectangles. So I'm going to go through, cut 1, 2, okay? If you want to draw a line before you cut it, that's fine. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to see, okay, I'm going to just put this under my jacket a little bit. And I'm going to see, do I want to shorten it? Well, I need room for my legs. So I'm going to go in, line these up together. And I'm just going to trim them a little bit. But notice how I'm lining them up together so that way they're the same length. Go in, check and see how it comes out. I like to sneak it under my jacket like that. Perfect. Now I'm going to add glue to these. And I want the edge to slightly go under my jacket. So it looks like that jacket's hanging below. So go ahead and glue both. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm gonna work on my shoes and my gloves. So I'm gonna go in, pick a color for my shoes. And we're gonna do the folding trick. Remember, when you wanna get a symmetrical shape that's exactly the same, if you fold the paper in half and then draw and cut, you'll get two. So for the shoes, what you're gonna do, and again, you'll use a pencil, I'm using a Sharpie, is you're gonna start by drawing an L. Then off the L at the top, you're gonna come in. So it's almost like in shorter length at the top than the bottom. Then you're gonna come down just a little bit. And then you're gonna draw a curve that now connects there to the bottom. I'm gonna go in with my scissors. I'm gonna cut around that very slowly. This paper's kind of thick, so when you have smaller shapes like this, it can be tricky. And same thing, I'm now gonna glue these for my shoes. So go ahead and add some glue to those. Okay, I'm gonna get another paper, fold it in half. And this time I'm going to be making my gloves. So I think my gloves are gonna match my shoes. Fold it in half, here's how you draw the glove. Now again, you don't wanna draw too small because you're gonna make it very hard for yourself later. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna draw a line. Okay, and then I'm gonna do another line that comes down and then starts to curve. Kind of like a hook. It almost looks like a capital J without one side of it is missing. Now I'm gonna come on this one and draw a little curve. And then swoop in and connect those, okay? I've seen different types of gloves. If you have another shape that you would like to use or another way, okay, just be going around that thumb, go nice and slow, okay? It's gonna look messy, but that's okay. I'll add the glue to the messy side. So I'm gonna check, see how that looks. Okay, friends, so now I'm gonna go in and glue my gloves on here, and then the next step is going to be for you to add your own details for some of the clothing you might have. Maybe you wanna glue a hat, think about what shape that hat would be and then glue it on. Maybe you want to glue a scarf. I just did some strips, but maybe your scarf looks a little different. Please do not draw any designs yet. We're going to do that later. So in the next couple minutes, you're just going to add some more paper on your own and think about things. Do you wear earmuffs? I don't know, but what kind of shapes would you use to make earmuffs or a hat or any other winterly details you need to have in your work?